The caviar industry generates more than $370 million each year. That is only from 28 tons of this delicacy. This product comes from a fish called sturgeon, which produces these sophisticated roe that are sold as something only millionaires can afford. But how do you extract thousands of dollars from one simple fish? Join me to explore the production process at one of the world's largest caviar farms. Caviar is obtained from the roe of female sturgeon, reserved exclusively for human consumption. This fish thrives in cold or temperate waters, and the majority, about 90% of global production, comes from the Caspian Sea basin. Half of this comes from Iran, where the caviar industry supports numerous families. So, what's so special about the roe of a fish? Although caviar has been cherished since ancient times, its popularity surged during the French Revolution, when chefs of the era incorporated it into their culinary creations. Its exquisiteness elevated it to the status of a delicacy, enjoyed by the elite throughout the 20th century. However, it remains an unattainable luxury for many people around the world. Now, could there be an innovative process behind this product? The answer is no. Despite advancements in agriculture, fishing, and production technology, the practice of collecting fish roe has remained virtually unchanged, passed down from generation to generation. Although the caviar production process is similar in many parts of the world, producers have chosen to apply their own methods, using processing facilities to ensure product quality. However, the traditional method has generated controversy as it involves the death of the fish to obtain their roe. Although the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea were prominent caviar producers for a long time, overexploitation has decreased the populations of wild sturgeons, which has increased the popularity of farm-raised caviar. The sturgeon, one of the oldest species on the planet, has suffered the consequences of overfishing, nearly reaching extinction. This scarcity is the reason for the high price of caviar, limiting its availability to a select public. It is expected that sturgeons reach maturity in outdoor pools. Overexploitation has driven wild sturgeon to the brink of extinction. Hence, farms and fish hatcheries have been established to meet demand and preserve the species in their natural habitat. In these farms, sturgeons are monitored with ultrasounds to determine the optimal time for collecting their roe. Depending on its size, a sturgeon can release several million eggs at a time. Once the roe is mature, the sturgeons are sacrificed to extract it. This procedure is quick and efficient, lasting only a few minutes. Each year, more than 10,000 sturgeons are bred in these farms, accounting for the majority of the caviar consumed and traded worldwide. The gestation period for sturgeons spans between 8 and 16 years. Their scarce availability and the risk of extinction make them an exclusive product, reserved for privileged palates. The caviar from the beluga sturgeon variation, with larger roe, requires a maturation process of up to 20 years. This type of caviar is characterized by its rich and creamy flavor, as well as its delicate texture. There are different variations of sturgeons which determine the final price of the caviar. However, sturgeons are valuable to farmers much earlier. By the age of 5, the females are already prepared to produce roe, although these are not suitable for becoming caviar. Instead, they are used for the reproduction of the next generation of sturgeons. The challenge lies in extracting the roe without harming the valuable fish. Sturgeons are transferred to a facility that combines elements of a fish market with a hospital delivery room, ensuring careful and respectful handling of these valuable fish. Surprisingly, a complete ultrasound scan is performed on the sturgeon to check the health of its eggs. Surgeons make a small incision in the belly to release the valuable eggs, then suture the sturgeon back up, and it enters recovery. The breeding process begins by mixing the eggs with sperm from a male sturgeon. Once the eggs hatch, the larvae are moved to fresh water for growth. There are as many varieties of caviar as there are species of sturgeon. Its quality fundamentally depends on the quality of the water in which the sturgeon lives, its diet, and the species of sturgeon it belongs to. Considered a symbol of opulence, the most expensive caviar produced can reach $20,000 per kilo, making it a true delicacy for many. The sturgeon is meticulously monitored from birth until the time its roe is extracted, replicating its life in nature but without the threat of predators that could affect it. This ensures optimal feeding, as well as impeccable water quality and temperature for its well-being throughout the year. The farms are divided into segments where each facility houses up to 3,000 sturgeons, varying in age from 1 to 20 years, and can weigh up to 60 kilograms. The fry are fed protein-rich pellets, essential for their development. A computerized system delivers food every 4 minutes, ensuring that the sturgeons receive constant nourishment. As they grow, the feeding program is gradually adjusted. After 7 years, they reach at least 1 meter in length and are ready to produce roe. Once the sturgeons reach maturity, they are transferred to tubs where a sedative gas is administered to facilitate handling. Subsequently, they are taken to the ultrasound to determine the optimal time to extract the roe. Typically, each sturgeon provides between 10 and 12% of its weight in roe, a process that takes a decade to produce the best caviar. The ovaries full of roe undergo meticulous cleaning and are placed in a bag before being taken to a refrigerated room with filtered air. This delicate process is performed with great care to separate the delicate roe from the membrane. Workers carefully handle the roe against a metal mesh, removing the tissue that will go to compost and revealing the thousands of delicate sturgeon roe. Then, the roe is quickly rinsed with cold water to remove any impurities, such as remnants of broken eggs or tissue residues. With the aid of tweezers, pieces of membrane and broken roe are removed until a pure and perfect product is obtained. Subsequently, the roe is poured into a fine sieve, and its volume decreases as the water drains away. The weight of the drained caviar is determined, and salt is added at a rate of 35% of its weight. This precise amount of salt maximizes the aroma of the caviar and extends its shelf life. Afterwards, the roe is placed on ice for about 6 minutes to absorb the salt. Once again, any excess moisture is removed with a paper towel. Next, the caviar is packed into cans, and any air pockets that could cause oxidation or deterioration. In the case of large industries, this process is carried out under vacuum to prevent mixing of caviar from different specimens. Each can receive a label specifying the batch of the fish used and its subsequent marketing date. All the packaged caviar is stored in refrigerated chambers. The design of these cans has remained virtually unchanged over the years, thus contributing to its preservation and maturation process without incurring losses. The cans are filled with a specific amount of eggs, which are compressed with the lid to extract the air and form a block with them. Crushing the eggs is intended to prevent the formation of air bubbles, as these could affect the quality of the product. The lid is sealed using a very thick rubber band, allowing it to remain vacuum sealed until the time of sale. The price of these small cans of caviar ranges from 300 to 400 euros per 100 grams and can be even more expensive depending on whether the production is organic or traditional, the species, and the size of the roe. Caviar is served either on the hand or with mother-of-pearl spoons, avoiding metal because it alters the flavor, thus satisfying the most demanding palates. Now that you know how caviar is made, would you be tempted to try it? If you liked the video, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In the windows that you will see next, there are more videos that might catch your attention. Feel free to watch one. See you next time.